Hi guys, so on this channel what I'm going to do is I'm going to take different problems that I get regarding data analysis or coding or anything normal and try to solve it with AI and with different things. So today one of the problems that I'm facing is data analysis from Excel files and so on, and we want to make them accessible. The problem here is a little bit different. The problem is that you upload a file, so like you see here, Excel file, and you want to look up, for example, in this case, how many Bravos were given in September 21, or how many Bravos were given in total from September to December, and things like that. And you want to be able to handle it in an easy way. So first, what I'm going to do is in WorkHub, I will upload this file, and then we can see whether how the results are and how can we do it. So I go here. I will upload on WorkHub the file I was looking at. This is called accounts report, and I will add it here. So once this is added, it will be processed, and then I can look up on different questions here. So I go here, I just created this as a fresh account, so it's here, it's processed. Maybe I can check the settings here for AI settings. I think we leave it at this, it should be fine, and we just go straight here. So now I can say, for example, how many Bravos were given in September 24 or 23 actually. So the problem here is that AI doesn't really know I'm talking about September 23rd or September 2023, and so we have to handle it in a way that it is understandable. What is happening in the background here is that the file is actually uploaded to OpenAI Assistants in this case, and then OpenAI Assistant is basically evaluating the query and getting the answer. And now in this case, as you can see, it says I don't have data on the number of Bravos given in September 2023. One of the things that is happening is that the query is actually being converted into JSON. So instead of saying how many Bravos were given in September 23, to make sure that we know what is happening here, we convert that into JSON to clarify it so that the AI knows that this is September 2023. And it said that it doesn't have data on the number of Bravos given, and so that's a problem. So now what we can do is we can actually write a code and try to see if we can solve it on our own and make code from scratch on that. And then the same code that I write here will go to production in WorkHub as well. So I go here, I want to create a new code, and I say here, for example, OpenAI Assistants. All right, and I open it here. All right, so now I want to just create a new file, and I want to start doing it. Now, what I want to do here is I want to basically make it into an API. So I would just say from fast API, I want to import fast API and file and upload file and form, and later on background task as well, because we need to handle it. The other thing is I want to do responses, and I want to handle the course middleware, so I just get it from here. And I also will, because I'll be processing files, that's fine. I make here an environment file because we need it for for the API key, and I will just add it here, and then we say OpenAI. We also want to import OS here. All right. So okay, so I've also installed the virtual environment because I think it's a good practice to add virtual environment there. I will install the packages I'm using. I guess all of you know that was watching this. Pretty straightforward. I like to use fast API mostly because it's just easier. Also, in one of the next videos I'll use LangChain, but for now I'll use OpenAI directly. All right, so we have it here. I think I can directly create the fast API, very straightforward. Fast API, don't need to do anything there. And now I need to create agentic response, I guess. I'll say app.post agent response, and with this I want to do sync definition, def agent response prompt like this. I don't want this. Thank you very much. I go try. Then I want to first I want to convert the query to JSON, and oh, by the way, we have to upload file here as well, so I'll say file, upload file like this, try query to JSON. I want to use OpenAI for everything, so I'll do response equals to AI.chat completions create, and here I say model is, I think we can use GPT 3.5 here, and I can say messages is this and role is this. I would say analyze user query to clarify it so that there is no ambiguity, and convert it to JSON. Format should be, in fact I can add some other things to JSON format if there are dates mentioned, for example June 24th, simply file it to June 2024. I explain the data in as much detail as possible to remove any ambiguity. Return data should be in JSON format. Query text. Intent is important because we can then later on do other things with it, other informations. Intent can be, yeah, so I can also specify that intent can be one or more of, let's say, count, request information, or compare information, something like this. And did I also say return data should be in the JSON format? Okay, here I add I would say response form. That's actually a good thing. Type. You can also specify the exact JSON object. So it doesn't have to be like this, but you can also specify it. And now here it would be user queries responses response.choices.message.content. I can just accept exception as E. I'll just return it. All right, this is done. Now I want to say file, I guess. The file that user has uploaded equals to file.read. Upload file. Open. I actually want to upload it on OpenAI. So what I can do is I can say OpenAI.files.create, and then it is file equals to io.bytes.io this, and then purpose is assistants, and that's it. Then I can say I can create an assistant now. Assistant equals to OpenAI.beta.assistants.create, and name equals to file processor assistant, for example. And you can also pass instructions, and I think these are quite useful. So I say instructions equals to, let's say you are an assistant that processes the uploaded files to answer the user's query. All right, I want to use the model should be GPT-4o. That's fine. Tools I want to use are type. I want to use code interpreter. And tool resources are code interpreter, and file IDs are uploaded file. That's it. And now we can close it. It's good. Here is good. And now we can create threads. So in the OpenAI Assistants, if I show you OpenAI Assistants API. So just to go over it quickly, let me just show you. It's pretty straightforward. You basically have assistants where you create the assistant, that what we've just done, and you have the threads where the user message and assistant message, and then when you run it, it will go through different steps, and in the end it will give you the answer. And if you go here, you can see you're creating the assistant first, then you're creating the thread, then you add messages to the thread, then you create the results. We will do it without streaming, so it goes here. So let's go back to our code. And let's see. Let's go here. Let's say we want to run a thread. Thread equals to OpenAI.beta. I really like Copilot. I don't know if many people are using it, but I'm pretty sure if once you start using it, you don't go back because it's so much productivity boost. Then you go beta threads.messages.create. and thread ID equals to thread.id, role equals to user, and I have content equals to user query. All right, these are the messages. Now I want to run it, so I say run equals to OpenAI beta. We need to use here assistants dot no, actually beta dot threads here dot runs dot create and poll, I would say create and poll, and I close it here. Thread ID equals to thread.id, then I have assistant ID equals to assistant.id, and then I have instructions equals to query underscore instructions. Then where are do we have the query instructions here? Now we will define this query instructions. Let's go up here and we can define. So query instructions can be, let's say query instructions equals to, I do multi-line string here, say given the uploaded file, process the file to answer the user's query, use the following guidelines. If the file is .xlsx file, then directly process it as Excel file. So this is very important, because what OpenAI Assistant is doing is, if you when you add the file and you don't specify this, it will try to figure out the file format first, and obviously sometimes that code breaks, and because that code breaks, the nothing following that code will work. And so if we already know the file format, I think we can, or not, I think we just skip the process of determining file format, and the reliability increases. So that's I think so that this would increase the reliability of the question. So that's why I think in our case before, in when I was doing it here, I think what has happened here is that OpenAI Assistant probably tried to retrieve the file and then it didn't work. So that's the main problem that is there, and we are skipping that with this instruction here. Is that to answer users question. And then I would also say users query is provided as JSON for clarity, and I will add here, simplify it even further. For example, if user says, I don't need to do it because I already mentioned it, you should use June 2024. I paid the entire month of June. I will just add here, this query simplification should be done on the So what I did here is that in the next step, I'll clarify it a little bit more, but I'm telling the assistant that it should further simplify the query based on the file structure. I can pass these instructions otherwise as well, but here I pass it, and now when I run the thread, this is what we are doing. So we are getting the assistant to run and using our query instructions. So now we have to check the run status. If run dot very simple run dot status equals to completed, then what I need to do is I just remove this. Thank you very much. Messages equals to openai.beta.threads.messages.list, and then thread ID is equal to thread ID. Then I say message contents equals to this, and we need to, for messages as this, I need to add here if message.role equals to assistant. For message, not message, we need to do here content blocks equals to message content. Then if content blocks and content blocks 0 dot type equals to text, first response equals to content box. So normally we would get the complete result from OpenAI. So now what we are doing is we are simply just taking the first response and skipping the rest of the messages it may send. So I will just do this, and now I just want to have the first response. If first response, then do this, else, and I also want to run here print run.status. I just want to see run.status, and in the end I want to here return JSON response content equals to response, not success, but messages. All right, I think let's do a quick check on it. Convert the query to JSON. Then we do we extract it. Then we take I can just print it here. What is going on here? Print user query equals to user query. I then upload the file here. I can just add a comment here. Then I do this, and I do file read, then IO. I should import this, import IO. All right, and once that is there, all right. Do we have this? Then I go file uploaded, then create assistance with code interpreter. I added create assistant with code interpreter enabled, and then we create thread. Then we check the messages there. I add messages here, then we run it. Then once it's completed, we result it, and that's about it. So I think we are kind of done here. I can say I could just add here in the end a simple, this is important, not that important, but I can add it here. Underscore name underscore equals to main, then UV icon, then host is 0.0.0.0, port is 8000, and that's it. I think I can say pip install UV icon. It's done. Oh, anything else I want to do? I have the key, I have this, and now I can run the UV icon. Main app reload. Oh, let's see if we can run it on a different port, because we already have this running. So just a second, I will say specify the port. I will say UV icon main app minus port 8080 reload. Okay, OpenAI is not there. All right, this happens on my computer. I can just change it. I have something, I will fix it, but I can always run it with Python 3 minus m icon main app port 8080 reload. Okay, let's do this. Anything else we need? No, it's fine. And now we can run this on here. Okay, so we have it here. I will just show you what's going on here. And I think we can now try it out. So we go here, we can upload the same file we had before. Where's the file? I will add it here, just a second. And let's put these files there. And now I do it here. Test files, account report. And what is the query? How many bravos were given in September 23? We add the same and we execute. And so now it is doing this. Let me show you what's happening on the background. Okay, we got an error. It says code missing required parameter tools. So I'll just fix that. But meanwhile, I will show you what is shown here. As you can see here, so we had query how many books How many bravos were given? Where did this come from? How many books did Arthur J get in 2024? It's crazy. That's an example of hallucination. Do not change the query. Okay, so the error was missing required parameter. Tools, resources, code, interpreter file. Missing required parameters here. So we have OpenAI Assistant, code interpreter, GPT-4o, instructions, main, file IDs, uploaded file.id. I will just do it like this. Uploaded file.id. Alright, this is fine. We don't need this. That should be fine. What is going on here? Okay, I just checked. This should be file IDs, not files. Let's do it again. I run it and it says, now this is much better, right? You can see that. Last quarter of this, intent is company information, time frame, Q4, second year, sales figures. Maybe if I provide more information about the query, it would be better. Let's see. Print user query. User query is this. Oh, I did not. We made a mistake. Content is this. Look, we did not add user's query here. No wonder. And we go. We go here. We have to add roles equal to user and queries here. Now it should be fine. Sorry, I was getting a call. Okay, now let's do it. How many bravos? And now it's there. Let's see what happens. takes a while. It's because in Assistants, it's taking quite a long time. Text content block has no attribute value. What is it? Let's do some debugging. We go here, user query is fine. This. Then print creating assistant, file IDs is this, print thread IDs. No, we don't need thread ID. Oh, yeah, okay, fine. Print message created, print running thread, and then print thread completed, and here we say print content block. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. Now it's saying text content block has no attribute value here. This is the problem, because it's not this, it's text dot value. Okay, and what else do we need here? If the file is CSV file, then process this. Okay, it should be fine. And we can actually pass it here. Uploaded file is this, instruction is this. So what do we do here is we should probably specify what the file format is. So what we can do is we can say you are an assistant to do this. File format is I can first get extension here. File this suffix and we can import path. Okay, we got extension, file extension, we can say. Okay, so let's try it again. Let's see. File name is this. Oh, extension is XLS. Let's see. It should be able to now work fine. I can show you what's happening in the background. Here's what happened in the background. Okay, total number of bravos is 8,886, and it worked pretty good, I think. And if we go on the previous one, it would go here. I go here, you can see it's because if we go back here it says I don't have number of data for this. Let's take Excel here and move it up here, and I can move it up a little bit more, and you can see here September is 886. So now if I ask it, for example, in our September, so I'll just do it here so you can see what I'm doing. And September 23 and October 23. Let's see, does it work? Let's see. And while this is working, the next query we will do this for our own API. Takes a while. Meanwhile, I can also run it here. And run it here. It says don't have specific numbers. In German we say schwach. And here it's still running, but it says how many browsers were, how many September and October, count September, October, pretty nice. And total browsers used were this in total. Oh, nice. Let's go here and you can see it. The total browsers used for the month of September were this, October were this, and this. I can also say, let's say, also give me a sum. Now what happens? So you can see total is also needed. Takes a little bit of time, but obviously this is Assistants and Assistants is calculating it, so takes a bit, but it's 100% reliable. That's the main thing. And this is generating code on the fly actually. So Assistants is doing that. If I do that, you can see it. You see here, this is what it is done. And now here we go. The browser used are this, September is this, October is this, total is this. Perfect. So that's about it. So just to summarize, what we have here is in order to really make it work, we need to do a few things. We need to, I will just make this a little bit here. First of all, we are providing the query instructions and making sure that it skips the file name or file path. Then we say always assume there's a header row and use that to answer user's question. Then we are saying user's query is provided as JSON and simplify it further. And simplification should be done on the data structure of the uploaded file. Maybe we can just experiment with a bit different instructions, but here you can see that this is done very accurately. Yeah, so that should be it. In the next video, probably I'll do something of a different topic, not calculation, but maybe something else. And yeah. Thank you very much.